What's going on, everybody? The original Mako back with some more Gunfire Reborn content because Season 2 is officially here. And as always, we will be going over the new patch notes. These, as the time of recording this, came out 5 minutes ago. So I haven't read it, no idea what any of this is. We're going to go through it together. And that being said, I also took a little break from Gunfire, waiting for Season 2, so now I will be back. And if you want to watch me play the new season live, check out the Twitch link down below. I would highly, highly appreciate it. We're going to have a lot of fun with Season 2, and it's probably going to be very similar to the last season. We play it, we get through all the content, we do some fun new things, and then we take a little break until Season 3. That's just probably going to be the plan. And in the meantime, I'm going to be playing a lot of other things as well. There's a ton of games I'm enjoying. Just hit Platinum in Teamfight Tactics. Been having a ton of fun with that. New roguelike, Ants Took My Eyeballs Out. Just go check out the Twitch channel. I know you're going to enjoy it. Also, hit the subscribe button because there's going to be plenty of Season 2 content coming your way very, very shortly. That being said, let's go ahead and get into this, shall we? I am very excited to see sort of what's waiting for us because I don't know anything about it, haven't read anything. Let's get into it. We're going to release Season 2 Destiny Mechanism in this update, and Season 1 will close at the same time. Additionally, we have updated the Season Store and the Season Selection feature, 12 new scrolls, and some rifle adjustments. Have a good game. So the Season Store and Season Selector, they put out a little thing on this a day or two ago, and I just grazed through it before hopping on. The Season Store is a place where you can spend soul essence to get previous rewards from older seasons, which I don't know how to feel about. I understand that some people might be a little upset that they couldn't get a certain skin or what have you because they didn't play that season. But that's also kind of the whole point of seasons, is if you don't play the season, you don't get those season's rewards. It kind of feels like a punch in the face to the people who did play the season, earned the rewards, and now other people can just get it for soul essence. What's the point of playing the season and doing the challenges and getting the rewards if you can just buy it next season for soul essence, which is significantly easier? Anyways, I do think the Season Selection feature is very good, where you can go back and play the mechanics from previous seasons. It disables the current season, it disables anything new, but you are able to go and feel what the old seasons were like, and I think that's a good idea. I like that a lot, so it's kind of a 50-50 there. Anyway, Season 1 has been turned off. The Arcane Ascensions will be removed from the gameplay, and all seasonal quests will be reset if you've missed Season 1 rewards. Yeah. Anyway, Season 2 starts. Pretty cool logo here. Big fan of it. The season is called Destiny Mechanism. Not sure how I feel about that name, but that's okay. We keep grinding. As the demonic aura surged more fiercely, the pressure on the folks also increased. One day, Nana returned from visiting her sect, and brought back 3 devices overflowing with mysterious energy. Once connected the internal spiritual energy, those devices will unleash incredible power. Available only in Nightmare and Reincarnation. In the beginning, you could choose from one, a Datura, a Hound, or Matrix, as the device for this run. Almighty Core will drop during combat, which can be equipped in the backpack to enhance the device's abilities. More gameplay details will be unleashed in the game. So interesting. Based off the first very quick read and description here, I don't know. It sounds like it's the exact same thing as last season, but instead of enhancing scrolls to do new things, they're just adding a whole new mechanism that does new things. So, this is the very first read. We're going to have to actually play a game to understand and see what it's like. But that's just my first read. Season 2 rewards. Season 2 tasks and leveling up seasonal grades to unlock rewards, such as the avatar frame, which was, I'm assuming this, which is pretty cool. The bunny's idle animation, falling petals, which is right here. A scorching ground skin, the blossom, which I actually think looks clean as hell. Haven't seen this yet. That looks clean as hell. And the rainbow skin, dream star, which looks less cool in my opinion, but I'm sure a lot of people will like it. I really like the scorching ground skin though. And then more emotes and avatars. So there are 2 weapon skins this season, which isn't, it's a 200 or a 100% increase, or 200% increase, I don't, something like that, from last season, which is good, a step in the right direction for sure. Still not enough, in my opinion, but it is a step in the right direction. And once again, I do think this Scorching Round skin is very clean, and some of you who may know, I am a big advocate for the Scorching Rounds. I don't think it's that great. I don't think it scales well, but very fun to use. Anyways, cool, nice. Season selection. So this is the seasonal selection thing. Former gameplay is still available in the top left corner of the lobby. So you can go through and select previous seasons and use those mechanics instead of the current seasons. You cannot do any sort of Frankensteining of the seasons. You cannot mash them together. It's one or the other, which once again, I think that's great. Season store. Less great. Use soul lessons to unlock missed rewards of the former season. That I think is far less great. All good, happens to the best of us. Weapon adjustment. So they made some weapon adjustments. Let's go talk about them. The Dragon Chaser. Ooh, I hate this weapon. Weapon damage increased. That's good. The crit multiplier decreased. Interesting. Old effect was you would launch a mark and shots would home in on the mark. Now, you launch a mark, shots home in on the mark, and plus 30 rate of fire when the mark exists. Okay. That's pretty interesting. A 30% rate of fire buff is nothing to shake a stick at here. I will be trying out the new Dragon Chaser and seeing how that is. That's interesting. Okay. The Rainbow Arch, however you want to say it. Weapon damage is being increased to 100 from 85. That's a pretty significant increase. Increased mag size, more DPS. Slightly increased the bullet velocity. And the weapon skill, charging time has been reduced and maximum bullets needed for charging has been reduced. Increase the damage bonus of each charging stack, significantly increase the powerful bullet velocity. So Rainbow Arc just gets a huge buff. I'll be very interested to see how this feels, because everything here is very significant buffs, I would say. So I'll be super interested to see kind of how that weapon feels going forward. The Revealer. Slightly decreased rate of fire while aiming. What? Reduce the needed hitting times to let the enemy enter a weak spot state. So it takes less time now to get them into the weak spot state, is what I'm assuming there. And slightly decreased bullet velocity. So the Revealer gets nerfed. That's tough. Loved the Revealer. I'm sure it's a very slight nerf. It's still going to feel good, but unfortunate to say the least. The Lightning Blast, a weapon I've never barely used in my life. Weapon damage being increased from 85 to 90. The weapon's skill launches a force field sphere. Any projectile going through it grants plus 50% lucky shot chance, 100% range, and significantly increases the bullet velocity. And gets an old exclusive inscription replaced. The one where it increased the radius of the shield and got lucky shot. Now it's any projectile going through the sphere and hitting the enemy will bounce to other enemies within a 10-meter range, dealing weapon damage up to 2 bounces. This is interesting. So the old exclusive got put on the weapon by default, and now you can get an exclusive where you can bounce the shot up to 2 other targets, making it an AoE weapon. This is, oh boy, this is interesting. I despise this weapon. I don't think it's very good. I think on higher difficulties, if single player, I should state, in multiplayer, it's a little bit of a different story. In single player, higher difficulties, you are almost never in a position where you can take the time to right-click to use this force field, and then you have to position yourself in a way where you can shoot through it, which isn't necessarily going to be a good... you're not going to get a lot of use out of this for the most part. So I don't think this changes those facts, but it does make it more enticing to try it. So I'm sure I will try it and see, but I don't know. I'm not super excited about that one. Cavalry. Weapon crit increased from 2 to 2.5. That's interesting considering you can get guaranteed crit on the third shot in the burst if it hits. And then slightly increased bullet velocity. Cavalry gets a buff. I thought the cavalry felt pretty good, especially early game, so that's really nice. And then Big Hippo goes from 85 to 90. Crimson Fire Scale goes from 85 to 90, a weapon that probably did not need a buff. It looks like they're just making all of the rifles 90, except for the Rainbow Arc, which they're making 100 for some reason. Did they really feel like this was the weakest or something? I don't know. Anyway, a big buff to a lot of rifles. Revealer gets slightly nerfed. Everything else gets slightly buffed. Big buff to the Rainbow Arc and Dragon Chaser. And a big buff to the Lightning Blast. I just don't think it changes the reason why I didn't use it. Combat Performance Optimization. New performance of Defeat Reticle Color. New performance of weapon hits on enemy shields and armor. Optimize the performance of shield and armor broken effects. Optimize the performance of enemies' actions when they are hit by a weapon, and optimize the performance of damage text when enemies are hit by a weapon. So just some optimizations there. Next, we've got the big part of this update, I would say, other than the new mechanic, are the new scrolls. There are 12 of them, which is a pretty hefty amount, so let's get into it. First up, we've got Priced HP. You unlock it by defeating 15 elite horse heads. Quality is normal, and the effect, the normal version, after switching stages, your health drops to 1. Obtaining 3 times the amount of copper for the deducted HP. The enhanced version is after switching stages, HP drops to 1, obtaining 6 times the copper for the deducted HP. Yeah, I mean, this has a couple of, like, you know, if you've got any sort of healing scrolls, or if you've got, man, I might have been out of the game too long now. I don't remember the name of it. The scroll where you don't have shield, but you get double the amount of health and your health regens over time. Flesh and Bones. That's the one. Flesh and Bones. If you have that, then this is just free money. If you don't have a healing scroll like that, though, then the amount of money you're getting from this is probably not going to be worth it for the most part. It seems like something you would definitely only be using in a certain synergy, but I guess that's why it's a normal scroll. Next up, we have Empty Bonus. Unlock it by defeating 10 lightning lizards. The quality is normal, and the effect, normal effect, is 40% weapon damage for 6 seconds if the magazine is reloaded after being emptied. Okay. And the enhanced version is 60% for 6 seconds when reloading if the ammo in the mag is less than 50. Okay, so any sort of fast-firing rifle, it's a 40% damage buff for the weapon, essentially, as long as you don't reload it early. And if you get the enhanced version for any sort of fast-firing rifle, it's a just 60% damage buff, which is good, pretty good, something you're going to be proccing very often most of the time. And especially the 6 seconds, or I guess, honestly, I mean, like, even slow-firing, low magazine weapons, the Tiger Cannon is going to get this every single time. This seems like just a a scroll you would never not pick up. Unless you're doing, like, a Against the Flow Demon Lore or something like that. Or Against the Flow anything, really. But, yeah, this is just a very all-around good scroll. Next up, we have Reasonable Exclusive. You unlock it by defeating the Wind God once on Elite or above. It's a normal scroll. The normal effect is it will be destroyed once it is discarded. You lose 1 ascension with the lowest degree, and you get +1 ascension with the highest degree randomly. Ascensions with a level cap of 1 are not considered. That is very interesting, considering ascensions only have 3 degrees. I feel like, I don't know, there's not a lot of times when you know what's going to be taken away and what's going to be upgraded here. So it kind of feels like a crapshoot. Anyway, the enhanced version, it will be destroyed once being discarded. Choose 1 ascension to decrease by 1 and another to increase. So the enhanced version is insane for the most part. Like, really, 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 really good. And the normal version is it's okay. I mean, if you have a lot of ascensions and one of them is, you know, you had to pick one and it's only got one tick in it, but it wasn't something you really needed, and for some reason you don't have anything else with one tick, then this is good. But I feel like the normal version is going to be just kind of playing percentages a lot, whereas the enhanced version is just an instant take at all times for the most part, unless you already have perfect ascensions. So, interesting. Next up, we have Battle Nature. You unlock it by defeating 100 horned beetles. Quality is normal. The normal effect is plus 50% weapon damage and skill damage when there are more than 2 enemies within 10 meters. And the enhanced version is 70% weapon and skill damage when there are enemies within 10 meters. So this is just when there's any enemies within 10 meters. Probably pretty good in most scenarios. Once again, there's not really a reason not to take this unless you have over consumption. That's about the only reason you wouldn't want to take this at some point. But just a weapon, a buff when there are enemies nearby. Damage buff. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Thanks, Epic Games. Next is Undivided Attention. You unlock it by defeating 3 elite beetles. Normal, quality, and the normal effect is every 3 seconds without using your primary or secondary skills, plus 20% weapon damage up to 3 stacks. And every 3 seconds without firing, you get skill damage up to 3 stacks. The enhanced version is every 3 seconds without using your primary or secondary skills, 30% up to 5 stacks, and same thing for the skill damage buff. So on the normal version, you're getting a up to 60% buff, and the enhanced version, you are getting a up to 150% buff. Pretty good here. I mean, once again, it's kind of not something. There's no reason not to take this. You're just going to be getting some damage buffs on your weapon or your skill, or both. If, you know, you're like switching stages and there's not any enemies, then it kind of stacks up, and your next skill or weapon shot will be a heavily enhanced one. So, pretty cool. Not too bad. Divine Energy. You have to defeat 10 Ichthyosaurus offsprings in elite difficulty or above, which I believe is the worm. That's the sandworm, I think. Who up playing with a worm right now? It's midnight. That's what I should be doing, but we're doing a patch notes video. The quality is rare. The normal The normal effect is plus 5, 10, 15, or 20% skill damage for each normal, rare, exclusive, and Gemini inscription on the holding weapon. The enhanced version is 10, 20, 30, 40 for each normal, rare, exclusive, and Gemini on both weapons. Sweet Mary. Yes, very interesting. By far the one I'm most excited about so far. Look, skill damage. This game does not need more skill damage scrolls. It doesn't. There are 8,000 skill damage scrolls. But this is the enhanced version especially, is a very, very, very good one. I mean, if you have just a Gemini on both weapons, which is kind of the whole point of a Gemini, you get 80% skill damage right there. And let's say you have 2 exclusives on each of those. That's 60 for each. So that's another 120. Plus 80. You're already at 200% with only 3. And you probably still have 2 more. Well, you could still have 2 more inscriptions on there. On each. Yeah. You could get over 200% skill damage buff from this very easily, which is a hefty. Spirit Bible is 120. So, wow. This being a rare is shocking. Fortune Challenge is the next one, another rare. You have to defeat 5 of the little dragon guys in elite or above. The normal effect is when a scroll drops... Occult scroll drops, shops, and mysterious chests will only have Curiosity Box. After picking up 4 curiosity boxes, it will be destroyed. The enhanced version is everything will only... Wait. Drops, shops, and chests will only refresh curiosity box or enhanced. I'm assuming it's the same thing, but you can get enhanced. And after you pick up 6, it will be destroyed. That is a very wacky and fun scroll, which I think is important to have. You know, you have some serious scrolls and you have some fun ones. This is a very fun scroll, and I think would be super fun to see kind of how a run goes if you take this. So very interesting. Energy transfer for the next one. You get it by default. It's rare. And the normal effect is +1 stack when teammates casting primary or secondary skills. Up to 10 stacks, then 15 meters. You clear all of your stacks when you cast a primary or secondary skill, and you get +10 skill damage for each stack. The enhanced version is just buffing that. I'm not really going to go through that and give my thoughts. I don't play multiplayer. This does not affect me at all. Next up, we have Rere Ascend. There we go. Unlocked by defeating 2 golems on a leader above. It's a rare. The normal effect is it will be destroyed once it has been discarded. Your hero will lose all of the ascensions, and you will gain a corresponding number of golden goblets. It is a reset. Very interested to see the enhanced. Hero will lose all ascensions and gain a corresponding number +1 of golden goblets. So you just get 1 extra one. Very interesting. I love it. I love it. There have been many runs where I'm like, God, if only my ascensions were good, we would have an insane one going right now. But, you know, this is a way where you can save a run that maybe has insane weapons or insane scrolls for your skill or whatever, and you're not hitting. This is a way to potentially flip that on its head. Love it. Cool. Next up, we have Greedy Choice, unlocked by defeating 3 coyotes, another rare one. The normal effect is it provides 2 opportunities to pick up all 3 scrolls in a treasure chest at once. The scrolls obtained cannot be discarded, and after the selection opportunities are exhausted, Greedy Choice will automatically be destroyed. And this cannot be discarded. So you get 2 chances to pick up 3 scrolls at once. Pretty damn good, not gonna lie. And then the enhanced version provides 1 opportunity, already interesting, to pick up all 3 scrolls in a treasure chest at once. The scrolls obtained cannot be discarded, and after the selection are exhausted, Greedy Choice will be automatically... I think these are just flipped. I have to assume these are just flipped, and the normal version gives you 1 chance. The enhanced version gives you 2. If these aren't flipped, let's get those boys over there a drug test, shall we? All right, next up we have Enhancement Lover. This is a legendary, finally. Unlocked by defeating 6 elite catfish warriors. The normal effect, unlimited enhancements for each craftsman. I love it already. After the 3rd one, you get it's plus 130 copper cost every time. The enhanced one is same thing, but it's only plus 100 every time. Oh, baby. We're going to see some plus 1,000 weapons. Let's go. Love that. That's a fun one. I like it. It's pretty good, too, honestly. If you have a lot of money and you don't have a lot of things to spend it on. Whoops. Damn it. That's really cool. I like it. Oh, wait. Hold on. We're almost there. Next up, Scroll Enhancer, another legendary unlocked by defeating 2 wind gods on elite difficulty or above. The normal, this is a long one, Christ. The normal one, upon recycling a secret scroll, randomly enhance a held scroll. Secret scroll as in a random? Or any of them? I don't know. The wording there is interesting. But you randomly enhance a held scroll, excluding Scroll Enhancer. After each successful enhancement, there's a 100% chance to destroy it. For each non-enhanced and non-cursed scroll in your backpack, it's minus 10% chance to destroy it, up to minus 90. after each successful enhancement, and if it's not destroyed, plus 20% chance to destroy it. So essentially, what's going on is when you, I'm going to assume this is when you recycle any scroll. So when you recycle a scroll, one of your scrolls will be randomly enhanced. And for every scroll, every non-cursed and non-enhanced scroll that you have less of a chance to destroy this. But every single time you enhance a scroll, you get plus 20% chance to destroy it. So it becomes less likely to stay each time you do it. Okay. Upon recycling, okay, it's the enhanced version is the same thing, but you can go up to a guaranteed chance to not destroy it, and it only adds a 15% chance to be destroyed after every successful enhancement instead of 20. Very interesting. Assuming this means every time you just recycle a scroll, then yeah, this is goated. This is a really, 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 really good one to find. Like, I'm thinking desert. If you find this in the desert at some point, really, 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 really good. Because you'll have enough scrolls to where you can probably use this a few times before it gets destroyed. So, really good. But I think out of all the new scrolls, by far, this one is the one I'm most interested in terms of being like an actual unit on the battlefield. So, yeah, exciting. A few exciting ones, a couple of fun ones. Be very interested to try all those out. Next up, some stage changes. Affected by the demonic aura, the nightmare difficulty and above in the Hyperborean Yokel now feature ice surface traps. Somebody kill me. Kill me. Kill me. That was unnecessary. This is unnecessary. I'm just complaining. It's fine. Adjusted the maximum level of weapon enhancements in the Boundless Dream of the Gameplay Bizarre Dream. Was there a maximum level before? I'm glad there's not now. Optimize the rules for boss random selection in the Boundless Dream of the Gameplay Bizarre Dream. That's interesting. I wonder, they're not being specific, but I wonder what the random selection rules are. UI added a sorting options in the scroll interface in the backpack and now supports sorting by quality in ascending, descending, or pickup order. Cool. Nice little, fun, good little change. Emotes will be displayed above the hero when being sent in the game. I don't care. Added a hint when you return to the lobby but haven't saved your game in the act entrance. Thank you. Thank you. I've done this a few times and ended runs by accidentally not saving and then leaving. Love that for me. Added a status bar display for certain states that require to show information. So some effects that weren't being shown before are now being shown, is what I'm assuming is going on there. And added a new button combo feature. It will reset the controller button assignments to default settings. Button combo editing will continue to be optimized in future updates. So if you're a controller player, bada bing, bada boom. And if you're a console player, I'm sorry. You will never, ever, ever see this update. Next up, some bug fixes, and it looks like that is it. So, once again, as with all bug fixes, I'm not going to go through each of these individually, but if you want to read these bug fixes for yourself because there's something you want to know if they have fixed specifically, here it is. Here's your chance. But, yeah, overall, excited to see the new mechanic. Obviously, the other big thing here are the new scrolls. I am excited to try some of the new weapons. None of them insane changes, except for, like I said, I think the Rainbow Arc and the Dragon Chaser had some pretty big ones. So excited for those, excited to test these new scrolls, and very excited to see what this new mechanic is and sort of figure out how it all works. Get some really fun builds, enjoy our time, get the new Scorching Rounds skin, and yeah, have a good Season 2 and get ourselves prepared for Season 3, which is going to be massive, and I believe have a paid DLC with it, which is going to be insane. But that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on just these patch notes, and if you have a chance to play, let me know your thoughts on the new gameplay mechanic and how you feel about it, and how you feel about the new season in general. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. Make sure to check out the Twitch link down below. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the Season 2 content coming your way. That being said, hopefully you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Love each and every one of your faces, and I will catch you all in the next video.